Now, as the season winds down, we have had the opportunity to bring you many stories of what the Braves mean to so many of you. Perhaps no example is more gratifying than the healing power of baseball and friendship between a future Hall of Famer and his new buddy.
Chipper's my favorite player. He plays third base and I play third base. The thing mostly that I love about Chipper is his grin. I have a grin too. Playing baseball is what my motivation is.
You know, people say that we inspire as Major League Baseball players, but Major League Baseball players need to be inspired as well.
A small Georgia town with a simple way of life. Until last Christmas Eve, when a four-wheeling accident would change one boy forever.
We got actually the call through a phone call that the scanner had been put out. There was an accident.
I just flew off and hit the back of the other four-wheeler.
They didn't think they'd get him to the ambulance. They surely didn't think they'd make it to the helicopter. And if he made it to the helicopter, they didn't think he'd make it through trauma.
They told us he'd probably come out of the coma in 5 days, I believe was correct.
Yeah.
And that 5 days became 10 days, and eventually he did come out.
He was like a new baby.
Yep.
He literally could not even hold his head up. Like even learning that, you know, eating, he had a feeding tube, and it was just to start all over again, everything.
Probably around the 1st of February, he actually started responding as far as, you know,
he would mouth
words and stuff.
And they held a mirror up to him and asked him, what's your favorite sport? Who's your favorite team and who's your favorite player? And without missing a beat, Buddy answered baseball, Braves, and Chipper Jones.
Oh, he didn't say mama for a long time.
He did.
I think he thought Chipper was his mama and his daddy.
But baseball was such a big part of his therapy. Once the therapist realized, hey, we can get a response out of him, before he could hold his head up good, he had a glove. He would put his glove on his hand. He couldn't hold his head up. He wasn't coordinated for much else, but he'd find a way to slip his little hand and his little fingers and all the little places in that glove and just have it on his hand.
It was made known to me through my agent that Buddy had this accident. I believe it was a three-wheeler, four-wheeler accident, and that you know, he was struggling, and that Chipper Jones was his biggest fan, or his biggest idol. And you know, anytime you hear that, you want to reach out.
The Braves would roll out the red carpet for Buddy and his family and give him the opportunity of a lifetime to meet his hero and throw out the ceremonial first pitch.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? You have fun tonight? No, boy. All right, now, no pressure on you, but you gotta throw me a strike, okay?
I tried. I tried my best.
That's awesome. Wow. You got a pen? Let me sign it. You got a pen?
I was just like happy that I was at Turner Field and that I met Chipper Jones and threw out first ball. I'm throwing a chipper. I was so happy. I just tipped my hat and I got up. I'm like, okay, this is for you. And I just threw the ball.
Turner Field, let's give Buddy a big hand.
He was determined. You know, he wanted to stand 60 feet 6 inches where John Smoltz and Tom Glavine and Greg Maddux stood, and he wanted to fire a strike to me.
Nothing was going through my brain or nothing. I'm just like, I'm throwing a chipper, I'm throwing a chipper.
For Buddy and his family, the experience didn't end after the first pitch. Chipper continued to make this night extra special.
Chipper gets into this one. He gets a pitch to hit and smokes it.
Chipper hit a home run that night, and that was like, say, my favorite part of the game. I just like thought, he must have hit that for me.
It was a long journey from Folkston, Georgia to Turner Field, but it pales in comparison to the long road of recovery which Buddy continues to travel.
He's going to get back on that field. He is going to play again one day. You know, and to be able to throw to Chipper, what more encouragement could you have to be able to say to yourself, hey, if I can do that, I can get back on that field and play ball again, you know? And that's what he wants to do.
He has that heart and desire to see it through and make it happen. And I sure hope that one day, you know, I return to Turner Field and see him playing Major League Baseball, because that would truly be a success story that not many can match.
Buddy's comeback continues. Earlier this month, 8 months after the accident, he did play in his first game, not at third base, but in right field. Watch out, Jeff Francoeur. Everyone here at Sports South, of course, wishes Buddy the best.